Now, the beauty of micro rituals, and this is where having a little bit of knowledge, understanding of the neuroscience can be helpful, is that micro rituals are contagious. When you as the leader start modeling these rituals, your team starts doing it for each other then. Suddenly, you aren't the only one charging the trust batteries. The team begins to charge each other. And this is how you scale empathy across a hybrid remote team without burning yourself out. You aren't doing more work, you're just doing different work. In those pockets of time that you reclaimed in our last session, you're using that time to do different work. So the scaling of human connections isn't just a management theory. It's actually a biological process driven largely by our mirror neurons, which are those specialized brain cells, which are the foundations of empathy and the reason why a person's behavior, good or bad, is contagious. So let's just look at that in a little bit more detail. Essentially, the brain mirrors the internal state of the person or persons it's watching. So when a team member sees a leader demonstrate a micro ritual like global listening or an energy check, their mirror neurons simulate that experience. Their brain is effectively practicing the behavior just by watching the leader do it. So mirror neurons actually can allow the leader to set up the emotional thermostat of an entire organization. And it does that through, first of all, emotional contagion. So if a leader enters a meeting with a high kind of radical presence, so they're in their level 3 listening mode, and they're calm, then the team's mirror neurons pick up on those subtle cues, and the team's nervous system begins to align with the leaders, lowering the collective threat response within the team. Behavioral modelling. So when you as a leader use human-centric communication, you aren't just going to be getting the information, you're providing a blueprint. Team members' brains map your empathetic approach, and soon they begin to use similar language and check-in techniques with each other. So this is starting to scale that empathy engine beyond your direct interactions. And building shared intent. Mirror neurons help humans to understand the intent behind an action, not just the action itself. So when you consistently prioritize the trust battery, the team senses that connection is actually a core value. And this creates psychological safety, where people feel safe to mirror that vulnerability with their peers. So why does it actually matter? Well, in remote or hybrid environments, mirror neurons have to work harder than in the physical kind of environment because we lose many of those physical cues. And that's why radical presence is so vital. Because think about this, if the leader is, let's say, on a Teams call, Zoom call, and they're checking their emails, they're multitasking, then the team's mirror neurons detect that. They detect a split focus. Now, this is not something that we do consciously. The subconscious mind, because we're in that kind of constantly scanning the environment for any potential threats, we pick up on that split focus, and that's perceived as a potential threat by our brains. So that then results in the team's mirror neurons start to actually mirror the distraction, not the connection. And that's why sometimes, we see somebody obviously doing something else while they're on let's say a Teams call, then you'll soon notice that other people start getting distracted as well. So when a leader uses that 3-second pause, that then provides that high resolution signal of presence, and the team's brains will then mirror that stillness. And that will in turn create kind of a collective, reflective, calm state that will allow a much deeper level of collaboration and innovation and trust.